English, a language spoken by more than 1.45 billion people worldwide, an official language of 58 countries, and a lingua franca of the world, has one major flaw: the spelling system. Looky like if you changed that fact with my solution. Hi, my name is Tim Wazir. I used to do a lot of stuff, but today I'm gonna introduce you to the new way of speaking English, a better way. So we have to look at the problem first. The problem with the English language is that how it's spelled only gives a clue about how it's pronounced, and it doesn't tell you how it's pronounced. It just tells you how it could be pronounced. You understand me? You know why? Because of the great vowel shift, which obviously shift all the vowel out of the characters. That's why the sound ough is associated with double O's and the sound e is associated with double E's, which it shouldn't be like that. But all of that will be fine if it were to happen before we start to use the printing press. Because we have used the printing press, so now every words are spelled the same as in the 1500s. Even though the great vowel shift occurred after that. You understand me? I don't need to tell you why this is bad. This causes problem for everyone, the learners. Now they have to learn more. And that's not good. Even the native English speakers has problems. Mainly, people solve this problem by introducing the spelling reform, which reforms the spelling to match the pronunciation. But it is a wrong approach for two main reasons. One, more than 1.45 billion people speak English worldwide, which means that there's countless dialects. And those countless dialects pronounce things differently, so which dialect is the correct one? You write it one way. What about the people in different dialects? Do not matter? They don't matter, because we have to pick which is the correct dialect. And now people in other dialect does not write things the way they are saying it. Or we can have different dialect pronounce things differently and write things differently. But that's just creating new language, which isn't great either. Two, if we were to completely change the spelling of the English language completely, what about the countless written text before we change it? Do the new generation become unable to read it at all? Thousands of literature lost in time. This is not good. So you have to pick and use another approach. A wiser one, I might say. Instead of writing things after the way we pronounce them, how about we pronounce things the way we write? The chart you're currently seeing on the screen is a new English pronunciation reform. I know that you might be thinking, what the heck are those symbols? Just Google International Phonetic Alphabet and you'll understand. Now I'm gonna read some things that might confuse you. Why are there so many k sounds? There's C, there's K, there's Q. For C, we pronounce C, we pronounce them two different ways, like S and like K, like the Pacific Ocean. So we need some backward compatibility. So I just added two of them as the correct way. So how do you know which one to use? Well, which one do you use in the old ways? You use them in the new ways too. For K is K. For Q, well, Q almost never appears alone. It always appears with U, so I made Q you pronounce Q. Understand me? The Y is both a consonant and a vowel because that's how it is in English. Despite appearing a lot in English, the GH digraph, I can't find anything that would match it completely. So I went with the best approach I can. I don't know if you pronounce it correctly or not. So the word night, we pronounce nicht. Yeah, that's the best I can do. All the CK digraph appears very, very frequently. So now they are pronounced as sk. So back, mock, and thick, we pronounce as bask, mosk, and thisk. The ER, OR, and EA digraph appears a lot too. There's appears so much that I'm gonna give them a sound, which is R, and respectively. But the row 6 sound is completely optional, so you can pronounce them as O, and E. The letters are pronounced twice. Look, I'm not gonna explain all of it. How just read your paragraph on the new pronunciation system. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and right. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. The white brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. These are two problems I have stated earlier. People from different backgrounds, from different nations, pronounce things the same way. That's good. Till all existing text in the past will be understandable. You can still read them just fine. But you might ask, what about spoken text, song, and video? Well, we have already created an AI that can turn spoken words into text. So no problem, we just use them. This is flawless in every way, to me at least. But what about you? What do you think about this? To you, is it good or bad? Comment down below what you think. And well, that's all for the videos. I don't know what I was doing when I was writing this script. It's full of mistakes, and I'm gonna cut them out. So that's all, I guess. See you later, folks. Bye.